Sing it, cause we don't have it. Hey, folks, what an honor to sit on this set. It's World Radio Day. You never wear your pom-pom socks this morning.
I do have them.
I didn't ask you that, Norms. We're not wearing that today.
Why not?
Not today. Today we're going to wear our dress-up clothes. Norma Brown-Bell joined our sister radio station, Radio Jamaica, September 1, 1972.
Wow.
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah.
It was just RJR then. She was one of the first voices on RJR FM stereo, and now has one of the most recognizable voices in Jamaica, with Jamaicans at home and abroad. Norminus, good morning.
Very good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm very well. And
Wow.
Delia, how are you?
I'm great. I just want the TV people to realize that's naturally how you sound.
do people say to you, but you sound the same as you sound on radio?
Every day.
What do you usually say to them?
I'm astonished because there's only one me and one voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what that is an indication of, and I think it's interesting because I always say to people, but I only have one voice. But the broadcast function has evolved so much that sometimes people think they have to put on to go on. And you're not about that life.
I could never be a part of that.
Yeah. As we see you, so you are.
I could never be a part of that.
Oh gosh.
No intention whatsoever.
They just put up a photo of you with the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me when you just came in. What brought you to radio in the first place?
To begin with, I grew up in London.
Okay.
I went there when I was like 3 years old, and I came back to Jamaica when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Got into Woolmer's, and the drama teacher, Jean Wilson, she said, there's something about you. And every single year, we, Woolmer's, were participants in the school's drama festival, held at Little Theatre. So when I get on Tom Redcombe is one of my, I don't know how to describe Tom Redcombe and the Little Theatre.
Special.
And it's more than special. And she tutored me, Jean Wilson, day and night. We won every single competition that was on. And the final play that I did was called The Heiress, written by Jean Wilson. And she said, you are going to be a broadcaster.
Wow.
Did you want to at that point? Did you have any interest in being on air at that point?
I should have been doing that years ago.
What?
I just loved it. I loved it. And she was my tutor, and my mother arranged, and even after I had left school, then she tutored me. And I took the examination for Career Academy in New York, 8 West 40th Street. And it was smashing. We were the radio station in one of those tall buildings at 8 West 40th Street. And we got every opportunity that you could think of. We were, do you know the program that is The Price is Right? We got the opportunity to go to that studio. Moving on up to the hillside. Oh, yeah, we were there. What? We had people visiting at Career Academy. Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier.
What?
We got all the celebrated people. They're the radio station inside of that building. I can remember my experience when they were going to be like putting on 1 cent on the cost of hot dogs. And I'm on air because I'm the morning person on the radio station, and I had to get down to the floor and interview all the persons because they're making a big thing about 1 cent on the dollar.
Wow.
To make it $1. And the experience there simply...
So you did that for how long before you got back home?
The course was a year and a half.
That's not a course.
Yeah, the course was a year and a half at Career Academy.
But lifelong memories, huh?
Well, at that time, we only had 2 radio stations.
Right.
JBC and here. And I applied to both. I mean, if you're going to be in radio and you only have 2 radio stations, you have to apply to both, which I did. Having done that, when I went for the interview, JBC called me first, but they couldn't find the tape. So I said, it looks as though
audition tape?
they couldn't find the tape. So I said, okay, next up. And Mr. Winston Ridgard, I made contact with him.
Yes.
And from the get-go, I did the audition, and he said,
You're in.
You're in.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
52 years later, Norms.
52 years later.
How has the journey been?
Absolutely superb.
Yeah.
The persons that we have had to work with in the past, you name them, Dottie Dean, Erica Allen, Winston Barnes, Winston Ridgard, Alan Magnus, Marie Garth, Don Toppin, you name them.
Cream of the crop.
I think we have managed to come to this level because it's not an individual that you're developing. It was teamwork.
Yes.
Every single person, maybe I haven't called some names, Henry Stenip, Ed Barnes. Ed Barnes taught me how to do traffic reports. I worked along with Tina Geddes, and I became Girl Friday, and I worked on a Thursday.
Yes.
But then it's teamwork. It's teamwork, and everybody contributed to whatever it is that I've managed to achieve to date.
Yeah, before you go, there are a lot of youngsters, and people who are not so young who still want to do a career in radio. What are 3 things that you would say, you have to have these 3 things to be a radio
Well, if you think
broadcaster?
that the spotlight is going to be on you, then you're not thinking at all. Because in as much as I get out and I do the traffic reports, I have to have conversation with the broadcast engineer. I have to have conversation with the station manager. And then it's teamwork. And for me, it's just teamwork. And then when I'm leaving out to do that, then I'm absolutely secure because you've got the embodiment that you need. You can't do it alone. You can never do it alone. And for every single person that I have worked with during this time, all of these years, no regrets.
But also the notion, Norms, that
regrets.
you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for other people.
Absolutely.
So that unit is there, and a lot of people get into media because they think the spotlight is about them. You're doing that, you're providing a service, often at great sacrifice.
Repeat that for me,
You're
please.
providing a service, often at great sacrifice.
And I underline that.
Yes.
I definitely underline that. Anybody who's going to be setting out, and it's not only radio, anybody who's going to be setting out to just me, that's not going to work. It is teamwork. Could you operate here without all the persons that you have?
No,
Absolutely
but also
not.
another very important word you use, which is development. And I find that in the era in which you came and the names that you've called, and even for us sitting here, we got the benefit of people who poured into us through developmental training, sending us on courses, and a lot of that now. I want to ask you, but afraid to ask you how you feel about the state of the industry now, sitting and looking on.
To be honest, I'm not pleased. We need to be able to get back to, perhaps maybe not all the way back to the 70s, but there are many areas that we need to develop. As Don Toppin would say to me, Stormy, this is the way it is to be done. And then we have a discussion. Of course we disagree. And then we come to an agreement, and it has worked. It has worked.
What do you call you Stormy for? I'm afraid to ask.
Say that again?
Why are you Stormy?
Stormy? Well, when I talk to Don later on, I'll ask him why he calls me Stormy.
Okay.
We're going to find out. Norma, it is such a pleasure to speak with you this morning, and an even greater pleasure to know you and to have access to you, because you share so much and pour into us. Thank you for all you do.
It has been my pleasure.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Smile Jamaica.
Thank you, Nan.
Veteran radio broadcaster, Radio Jamaica's Norma Brown.
Norma Brown!
Norma Brown Bell.
Yep. Up next, something to sing about.
Oh, Lord.
Norma, you can sing? You can't sing.
Anytime, any song.
No, you can't. You can't sing.
When I
Yes, yes.
spoke to Don last week about Alan,